when you first grab that buoy, you never know how your day's gonna go.
That is a glimpse into life on a fishing boat in Port Dover. Filmmaker Daryl Granger is the one-man crew who made the documentary Netting the Waters. He joins us this morning with Captain George Gibbons, one of the two captains he went out on the water with. Thank you so much for both being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great.
Appreciate it. Now, why did you decide to shoot this documentary?
I actually just kind of wanted a challenge. And I've always wondered what happens on those fishing tugs. Everybody watches them come in and come out, but you never really know what happens.
No.
So I wanted to see what happens and show the world.
Okay, now how does the world see the film?
They're going to see everything right up and close.
Okay.
They don't have to worry about getting seasick or smelling of fish. It's right there in front of them.
You did it all for us, didn't you?
I learned very quickly.
Now, are you a fisherman? Does fishing interest you? Is this something that you've kind of had a passion for?
Ironically, I don't like fish. I don't eat fish.
Same.
Well,
That's
geez,
amazing.
That's awesome.
Tim and I both eat fish, so you're covered.
Well, there we go. I just wanted to give people a view, a cinematic look to the fishing industry out of Port Dover.
Okay, now what is the viewer going to learn primarily from this documentary? I understand it's the general concept of fishing off of Port Dover, but
so what I've learned is
depth.
Everybody thinks they catch all this fish.
Right.
But that's not the case.
Oh.
I've been out there and they've caught 2 fish.
Oh.
I've seen where they've caught bog grass and shad, which is a junk fish, and they work for nothing because they only get paid for bringing in the fish.
Right. Now, as a filmmaker, let's take away from general knowledge, but what did you learn as a filmmaker doing this documentary?
I learned a bunch of things. First of all, I couldn't get in the way. And I'm like the biggest filmmaker you ever see, size-wise. I'm ducking in all the boats because they're low, but I wanted to capture them as they are.
Okay.
I didn't want to impede anything, so when I would rig up the cameras in the morning at 3 in the morning, they were ready to go at 5. So it didn't impede anything they did. But I also learned I'm a drone pilot, and being out in the middle of the lake, and then the wind picks up, and then the seagulls come in, and I was just sweating, hoping my drone would come back, and it did.
Okay, Captain George, your turn. What do people want people to know about commercial fishing?
Well, I guess the documentary showed that we want to show the public that we're doing it responsibly, for one thing, that we're doing it for the people of Ontario, because we're licensed and we're controlled tightly by the Ministry of Natural Resources. So I think that's the educational part, because there is a lot of misinformation out there about what we do, and it was great that Daryl came along and showed people that we're not out there like pirates.
Twiddling your thumbs.
Well, we're not like pirates either, where we're taking the resources without any data backing it up. Right. Like it's you know, it's needs to be sustained. The industry's has been sustained. I've been doing it for years. The industry's been 45 years to be exact. Right. So, you know, that's kind of the important part. I think that was what from my angle, it didn't hurt to get the story in there.
Yeah. What was like having Daryl on the ship, or I call it a ship. Can we call it a ship? Vessel?
No, it's a boat. It's a boat.
What was it like having him on there with you?
Well, he was really good, because we have had people there that have been in the way. So he was pretty good. Like, even though he's 6'4" and the camera part was a little bit off-putting. Yeah. You know, having cameras
and not in your face all the time.
Yeah, that wasn't as nice. But at the end of the day, we had a good.
I think you've captured something really special, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. Now, quickly, because I got to throw to Brian, but where can people watch it?
It's at the Strand in Simcoe. Okay. So they've added shows, and they're going to keep adding shows, which is mind-blowing. But just call the Strand Theatre, and they will get your tickets. They will call you back.
Amazing.
But it's it's an amazing experience.